Welcome back, Variants. Today we're going to talk about the AMA that just happened Tuesday, March 1st. Today. All right, so first and foremost, we had Ghost Rider just recently dropped on Monday, which proved to be a very successful drop that kind of turned around this kind of bear market that we were in February.
I like it. I like the fact that finally we're having comic books holding weight. I mean,
Holding their value, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like it's secret rare at like sub 300s. Like that's weak.
Well, this is a very popular character in a very popular comic.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm happy.
And so onto the AMA. First things first, they had an artist come in, and they're gonna have this. They announced they're gonna have this drop on Saturday from Matt Gondek. Some of his art. I'll show some of his art right here, right there. Matt Gondek is a reconstructive pop artist. You might have seen one of his art, which is like this Mickey Mouse that's melting and getting blown away. He also has a Homer that looks like he's melting and getting blown away. Really cool stuff. So Saturday's drop is gonna be, it's called a weapons rack. It's got a bat, a crowbar,
some bombs, a hammer.
Yeah.
Looks like a switchblade, a crowbar.
Right.
Brass knuckles, handcuffs.
So,
hacksaw.
Right. It looks pretty cool, and it's reminiscent of those old back in the like 90s that have toys that came with the weapons, like the Ninja Turtles. They have like what you call it, like all their weapons swords stacked on this like square like this, and you have to snap them off to make them fit into those characters' hands. So that's cool that they're dropping this, because it's kind of like, it goes with the collectible aspect of those kind of figures. So when he was asked if he would drop any of his other art onto Veve, and he said he can't comment on it. So when someone says they can't comment on it, that usually means yes.
It would also be interesting to see if you can take some of this, the weapons pack, and
put it. What's the thing that they were already speculating in the chats is, what if you own one of these NFTs, and later on, if you have one of them, kind of place them onto your other NFT collectibles that you have. Like, for example, what if your Mickey Mouse or your Steamboat Willie was holding a bat while he's cruising down? Could be a cool possibility if it was.
And I mean, I know they're going to be selling these weapons packs that look like this, and it would be very interesting to see how they would be able to literally remove the bat from this pack and just put maybe just the bat with like golden moments Mickey. He's already gold, the bat's gold.
Right. So it's going to come in 4 different variations, 4 different rarities, and 4 different colors. I personally like the black and gold, just like Matt Gondek said, the artist said he also likes the black and gold. I think it would look super cool once they do a garage, like a vehicle garage, and it'll be like a display on your wall in your vehicle garage. Looks pretty sick. Looks super sick.
Just like in your dad's garage where he has all the tools put up on the wall, the hooks.
Yep.
You got that hooked up on the wall.
And also, once again, people asked about MTL, when MTL, and they actually confirmed this time that it's going to be a gradual opening to people. So it's not going to be one giant rush to MTL and people crash the market to try to exit out. So it's going to be a gradual release. So it's going to be, the fear of MTL crashing the market is less likely now that they're going this route and they've announced this route. So if you're in the sidelines holding on to some gems, worried about MTL, maybe reassess that with this information.
It would be, one, smart, that. The other part of it I'm thinking is that it would be nice to know how they're phasing MTL. So we understand that, okay, they're going to be phasing it out, first 100 people, then 1,000, then 10,000, but to see interesting to see how are they going to phase it out, and what's the numbers, so we can account for it. Because if we start seeing a market drop, could there be part of the reason why there's this market drop is because in February they phased out to 10,000 people and there was a sell-off? You know, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, or is it their country specific?
Well, they didn't give any information on how they'll distribute that the phasing in of MTL. So that way, it kind of doesn't turn someone off if they're in a certain region that won't get it first, sort of thing. So it could possibly set different groups from different areas, so that way it doesn't like create a sort of imbalance from certain people.
You know, I hear what you're saying, but logistically speaking, each country has its own laws. So if their team is bogged down, I feel the countries that do not have MTL, like KYC information, like that aren't as strict to say maybe America or Europe, are going to have it first because they have less requirements to be worried about. Or I think there's going to be like region specific and then phase out areas.
Well, they also said about 70% or more of Veve users are actually in the US. So when you think of it that way, it's still a large chunk in the US anyway. So they also announced they're still working on the web version of the app, and it'll function similarly to the phone app. And here's an interesting one about the web app. When they do that update, it'll come with vault valuations. So now
automatically.
Yeah. So now you can do the vault valuation from your phone or from the web app, and you don't need an outside app to do it. So it sucks if you're making an outside app, but good for you if you're using an outside app just for vault valuation, and now you don't have to.
I mean, they already have kind of like a vault value right now, but they're not truly a vault value. They don't give you like the floor price. They give you based off of the purchase cost of it.
Right, it's some weird valuation that I can't figure out yet.
Yeah, how do they always come back and say you're down 3%.
And also they're talking about the queue system for drops. They said they're gonna phase that in as well. So some drops are gonna be regular, how they're doing drops right now, and then others will be in this queue system. And they're gonna test it out by having drops that are like the Veve logo or shelves, something you can display into your showroom. So that would be something cool to test out.
Yeah, I would definitely like
a Veve logo in your showroom. That would be cool.
Yeah, and then you can have it next to what was that other one we just bought? Pride One logo.
The Rewind logo.
Logo.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, set it next to your Rewind logo.
Yeah, in your garage, you have all your your swag on the wall.
Right. Speaking of garage, apparently they said there's going to be more vehicle drops coming in the coming months. So that's cool. For car guys like us, that's cool. Car collectors.
Who was that YouTube live we were watching where that girl's mom said, they're probably going to have the Ghost Rider's motorcycle as a vehicle drop.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, that was on Veve 3. They were having a live event, and I think her name was Kim, I think.
Her mom.
Yeah. Yeah,
the
mom's name was
call.
Kim. Yeah,
Call.
That would be a very cool collectible for
That
sure.
Would be, yeah.
Yeah, and here's another cool thing that they said in the AMA, that you saw the Aston Martin be drivable, and they said they're gonna put back the drivability to the DeLorean.
Oh, it should pop off then.
Oh,
yeah.
It did already.
Good thing I own 5.
And it's not just limited to the interactive ones. So possibly the static ones could also be drivable.
But then why would they be called static?
Because then you can't open the doors or anything like that, but you could drive around.
Let's go check out that price. I'm already interested. I like seeing the price go. I'm still not planning to sell. That's the weird part, right? Like a lot of us are collectors, and we're not planning to sell for like a long time, if ever, right? There's some stuff on here I don't think I'll ever sell because it's just it's just cool.
Yeah.
But you still like seeing the price go. It makes you feel good.
It's like, yeah, I got this before anybody else did.
Yeah, it's like so I watched this skit where this guy kept going back and forth about how happy he was based off of his crypto prices.
Yeah.
He was ordering a very fancy dinner when his crypto prices,
funny.
5 minutes later, it tanked and he returned the champagne. Yep, they went up about 25%
Nice.
from where it was yesterday. They're back up to a K,
That's good.
which I still think that's pretty cheap. And I'm gonna use my calculation that doesn't mean anything at all. Let me see what this. All right, we got 152. So I have a calculation that doesn't mean anything at all. So I take the bottom 10% get purchased and the floor moves 10%. What is the value increase? So currently the floor is at 1,039 on the DeLorean ultra rare. I don't think they have a secret rare. Yep, ultra rare. And it's 1,300 with a 10% of the floor being purchased. So 15 more DeLoreans get sold. We have about a $260 increase in price. So we have another 25% increase.
Just from 10 DeLoreans getting purchased.
10%, which
10%.
which is 15 more DeLoreans.
15 more DeLoreans. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
so,
bad.
Yeah, I got 5. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I like the DeLoreans. So
They also talked about possibly adding charity, like being able to have charitable donations on the Veve app. So that would be pretty cool. And some people were asking about a fix to the auctions happening. For example, the Aston Martin, the 1 of 7, or there was 2 of them. One of them was put for auction for like $1 million, 10 million, something ridiculous. And then people were just bidding 10 cents up just for fun. So people were asking, hey, can we fix that? Can we have people to have the money up front to make the bid, so that way they don't just run away, like not complete the transaction.
it makes sense, because if it was like a legitimate person wanting to buy it, you shouldn't have a troll bid you up, because that is quite frustrating. Because I've seen that happen. I buy real estate, right? And you'll be at a auction, and when I was younger, I bid on a property that I knew was going to sell for a lot higher than what I bid for. But for fun, I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a bid. I have no plan to buy it, but it was kind of fun, right? But I wasn't a troll about it, right? I wasn't like top dollar and making the other guy pay more money just because I know he's gonna pay for more money. That's kind of like would be very frustrating too, especially since you were intending to purchase something. Not regarding the Aston Martin for 10 million, but there's been other items that I've actually bid on, had full intention of buying, and I could see that there's certain people, I'm like, you can look at what they own. And I'm like, you are not gonna buy that partner statue, okay? You're bidding it to $50,000 for no freaking reason. And who knows, what else is BS is, I honestly think there's people out there that get their friends to bid up the auction, so now they think there's something there that you're bidding for and there's a demand. Because I'm like, how the hell did that auction close within a random ass number for higher than the floor? Like, unless there's like literally like a dick measuring contest where you're like, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna beat you, and that could happen. Why would such a random number that doesn't have anything to do with anything be bid up that high?
Right. Well, Veve said no, they're most likely not gonna do anything to change it, like not require anyone to put the money up front for this.
Not put up the money up front, but they should at least have the money in their wallet.
Yeah, well,
they should have the wallet. They should not be bidding and not have the wallet to match it,
Well, yeah, well, that's another thing. If they have to load the gems up into their wallet to make the bid, and if they don't win...
But okay, first of all, that's straight BS. And why? Because I'll find something on the market that I want to buy. I will buy it on the market. I will be like, whatever, 7,000 gems. And I'll have 6. And I need to buy 2 loads of 599. So I do 1 load, second load. I have more than enough gems. I then click buy. So I'm still within the buying screen. I never left the buying screen. As I load the 2 rounds, did not leave the buying screen, then click buy, and it says someone else already bought it. So
here's the thing with that they said. That portion of having reservation will probably, they will implement. So for example, if you're in the market and then you click on like an item and you try to buy it, sometimes even if you get there super quick, it'll say, nope, it's already gone. Well, they want to improve it where when you click it, it'll even tell you it's already on reserve instead of then having to go and press the buy button and then realizing somebody else already got it.
Yeah.
So they're implementing something like that. Also, they talked about comics in the showroom. They said they're still working on it and a couple tweaks to prevent the comics from causing the showroom to crash. So they're working on that. They said a couple more weeks, maybe, no exact time frame. But apparently you can see your comic in the showroom, possibly even put it in a case, like a protective case, but you can't open it and read it in the showroom. So it's a display only, you can't actually
So I can't have
activate
Catgirl sit on the safe, or no, Catwoman sit on the safe and read.
Oh,
Is
you
that
could
what you're trying to tell me?
you could put the comic in her hand probably, but it'll be closed and it won't be like open.
Yeah.
So it'll be there. You can just see the cover, but you can't open it and flip through the pages.
But that's interesting because you would think the comic books would actually, at first thought, you would think, okay, how are these comic books gonna take very much space? But we're thinking in a different sense, in a physical sense. But in reality, the comic book probably has actually more
Like a ton of data to run.
Yes,
Right.
And because we don't think that the fact of, when we're talking about an actual collectible, right? It's a collectible and it's really just visual and that's it. And you rotate it and there could be like the granular level. Like I mentioned, I really love Battle Statue. Such an amazing piece, like the detail in it. But when you're talking about a comic book, you can literally flip through every single page. And that in the showroom, if they did that, would, now it makes sense that it would crash because it's a lot of data, yeah.
Right. Someone asked about AR glasses and Veve, and Vive's response, or the AMA in the response was, that was their part of their plan the whole time. So think of your collectibles being an augmented reality through AR glasses. They're planning it. That's where we're going. So that's cool. That should keep you confident on whatever you're getting.
It makes a lot of sense because if you're placing it there on your phone and then you're like walking around it and you're looking at the detail of it, it really wouldn't need to be that hard for them to put it in in AR so you can have a more 3D feel.
So yeah, definitely that's coming down the road and they're building towards it. So they're talking about exclusivity of the Disney license. They don't have an exclusivity of any of the licenses, but the Disney roadmap with Veve is substantial. They said it's sizable, so they'll be expecting more drops along the way.
So what are they trying to say there? Are they saying that, hey, Disney is also gonna be putting out NFTs in other space, or or more like, hey, don't worry, we have a lot more Disney items coming?
They're saying their partnership or their relationship with Disney is not shaky, that Disney wants to get out and go somewhere else.
But it's not exclusive.
Right.
So they have permission to put out their own NFTs. Now, I would like more clarity on the sense of, a lot of people feel golden moments are grails. It would be nice if there was some type of confirmation, and not obviously Disney coming up like, these are grails, buy them. But
it's like, these golden moments are the first golden moments ever made. They're the first Disney NFT ever made. So even if Disney, or let's say Disney licenses out to Rika or anything, and then they put out maybe some other golden moments there. I don't know exactly how the licensing works for the IP of that, but the first that ever came out were still these golden moments on Veve. So that won't change.
That is understood. It's just kind of to understand, well, are they gonna let the golden moments or other Disney items off app? Are they gonna say, no, they need to stay on Veve?
Right, that's up to the licensor. They have the last say if they'll allow their IP to go anywhere else? Or will they say, no, we only made a deal with you to be in your app. That's where it'll stay.
Yeah. So that'd be good, because if we knew that Disney would allow it to exit Veve, then that would make it maybe more valuable to be able to use it in any of the metaverses that you want to put your NFTs in.
Right. Well, that's all part of the interoperability that's going to come on later that they're working towards. So that's that. Another thing about the marketplace they're looking to improve is have a way to find a mint that you're looking for, even if it's not for sale. So that way you can put an offer to someone who is holding it if you really want that mint.
Yeah,
so that would be something cool to put for the marketplace.
I like that idea a lot, because I'm like looking for a certain mint and I'm just like, I can't see it here.
Yeah.
And I know it's not for sale, but it doesn't mean it's not for sale.
Right.
Give you an offer you can't refuse.
I can refuse. So that's pretty much like most of the important things that were discussed. Everything else was the usual bot protection, the MCP points, more MTL questions, and that sort of thing. This wasn't really like a big AMA where David Yu was in. It was just a smaller AMA, like one of their 2-week refresher update AMA. So when we see a big one from David Yu, we'll do a bigger episode. That's it for this episode, guys. Catch us on the next one.